Hello everybody, I'm going to be talking to you about getting information on things like the piercing gun, the needle instead of the piercing gun, and why you need to do your due diligence on them. Let me talk about the needle. If you prefer getting your ears pierced with the needle instead of the gun, what I would do personally is to do your due diligence. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean is that you need to go there and ask. Of course, you could Google, where do I want to have mine? It could be in malls where they have the back room, and it could be the needle instead of the piercing gun. And you want to ask, is it sterilized? Are you using one needle for both ears, or one needle on one ear, one needle on another ear? Are they sterilized? Do you have a backup? What is your procedure? Do you go through the procedure before you do it? Do you wear gloves to protect you? And this especially goes for any tattoo parlor, because they do use the needles there for the tattooing. You might have ink in your ears, and that could also form keloids or any other kind of infections. So you do want to do your due diligence, especially if they do have a website. Check their website. If your favorite place that does piercings and it's a needle, and it could be a tattoo parlor for all. But you need to do your due diligence and ask questions. Look it up. Do they do a thorough job? Do they tell you before? Do they have a form for you to fill out so they're not liable for anything? So you really, really have to. Also, you want to ask wherever you're getting it, and especially if it's the needle, do you use one needle for one ear, one needle for the other ear, or is it one needle for both? Do you go through the procedure that you're going to do it before? And this is why I don't really recommend you do especially the piercing at a tattoo parlor, because you really, really don't know if it's if it's sterilized or not. So you really have to check on that beforehand and not wait till after. Also, since it might be in one of the malls, and it's in the back room, and you're asking questions, and they say check our website, I'd rather ask you, and they say check our website, move on. Check the website and then go somewhere else, because they may not be as careful. And just start doing your due diligence and check the information, whether they have a website, and do it in person. Like I found out when I was asking questions, when I first noticed our store to see if I could wear my glasses, she said yes, I could. Because my glass earpiece here won't be down here. So that was a good thing on that part. And then recently my mom asked questions. But again, you have to do your due diligence and ask your question. My question would be for somebody who's going to be doing the needle. Are you going to go through and tell me before you do it, and then what kind of wipe do you use? How do you go about doing it? And then do you have a solution afterwards to clean my ears? Which I'll explain in the next video of preparation. Now, and especially when it comes to tattoo parlors, ask away. Because you have to remember, the customer is always right. Now, why do I not recommend you get your ears pierced at your local Walmart? Well, my local Walmart, when I was trying to get information on their procedures and all this, there was nary a person even remotely at the counter. They had a little bell, I was ringing it, and I spent at least 10 minutes. Nobody even called or even showed up till me and a lady behind me was in line to check out. And that doesn't mean it could happen at your local Walmart, but it happened at my local Walmart. And let me tell you something. And I asked him, well, I spent at least 10-15 minutes there, so did a lady who wanted to know about their piercing procedure. She only comes in weekends. Well, what about people like us? And I got no answer. Well, the other man, and when they called, and I looked at it, it was probably somebody, in the electronics, or the back room, or dealing with a food area, so you don't know if they're qualified. Do they do training? And I have yet to look at their website, which may be my only option. But I still wouldn't do it there because nobody would be there. And I wouldn't know if they would be qualified, or if they're from the shoe department, or a cashier. So skip Walmart. It's because you don't know what their procedure is, or if they're even qualified to pierce ears. Now, let's go on to something more positive. Piercing Pagoda. Well, I just recently went to their site, Googled their site, and looked at their site. And with the piercings, they have from body piercing to children's piercing, which I wouldn't recommend, but, that's just me. And I looked at it, and I read the procedure, and it's got a lot of information. However, if you want to go that route And they do have the piercing gun. It looks like it's longer than what I'm about to tell you in the next one. It's a longer piercing gun, but looks like they, and of what I've watched in their videos, looks like they do their due diligence. However, I would go there and ask them, and also check out their site to see, okay, what is their procedure? Do they go through it first? And then ask them, if I had gone to Sunrise Mall, I would have probably asked them, do you do what's your procedure in that? And probably they do use an alcohol wipe. And then ask them if they go through it beforehand, and then give you a solution afterwards. And I would definitely try them, Piercing Pagoda. I mean, come on. Hence the name piercing. So, and so that would be a good option. And I would go there and check them out, and if they do have a person who's getting their pierced ears, I'd ask, could I watch? And then check out their website. It's www.pagoda.com. And that's P-A-D, Pagoda, G-O-D-A. So, you just put Piercing Pagoda and in the Google, and it'll come up with some things, some sites. So I would check that site out, and especially where it says piercings, and then see. Also, the other reason is that I would suggest that is they might have a form for you to fill out. More likely, you have a form to fill out, and then ask them all kinds of questions. In fact, glasses for those of us who wear glasses. And would you have to take it off? And then Google, and then see if there's any Piercing Pagoda videos. And now, I would also check into, if you're going to be doing the piercing gun, is Icing by Claire's and Claire's, especially their website. It says piercings, and then it has all kinds of information from earrings, and then videos for you to look at. Two kind of videos. The video on them doing it with music, which I love, and then the after care, plus some other information that is vital. I really, really like that. I've also looked at Icing by Claire's site too, which I briefly, but it looks like they're doing, they know what they're doing. I mean, they sell jewelry, and I looked at their site, and I've also watched a lot of videos with Icing, with basically Claire's, but it looks like Icing by Claire's. One time I walked by as by Icing, where they were cleaning after right right after piercing person's ears. So they do. So at least they clean it. And when my mom asked, about it, I mean, over 94 million years. What does that tell you? So, and I asked the lady, and she was wearing glasses herself with piercings, and I asked her, and she said, well, it's just the bottom of the ears, and she was a Claire worker, so, she knew what she was talking about. And I would, ask as well if you want to go further in that. And also, what I would also suggest, ask friends and family, which one did you do? Where did you go to get your piercings? Did you enjoy it? Were they thorough? If it was the piercing gun, was it a little pinch? And how did you go about doing that? If it was the needle, did it hurt more than the gun would? And where did you have that? And are they thorough? And it's mainly up to you, but that might just help you decide where to go. Well, I hope this helps you. And if you like this video and you want more informational videos, please push the like button below. And if you haven't already subscribed, if you want to see more of these, and if you did have the needle, where did you have it done? And would you do it again? For those of you who did Walmart, was it the kind of Walmart that had more people working there? With piercing pagoda, what was the procedure on that? And would you recommend it? And also same with icing by Claire's as well as Claire's. And I hope you enjoyed it and have a happy, safe holiday season and safe travels too. Merry Christmas, everybody.